Hey guys, Amy and Loie here with your playful experiment for the week. And if you don't already know, your playful experiment is something that you do with a partner, and your partner is assigned to you. And to find out who your partner is, you go to a list inside of our group. No one can tell us, and you can find out. Then you guys make plans to get together and do the playful experiment via video call or something. However, with this playful experiment, I think you guys are going to want to do this solo first and kind of note how it went, and then get together for the exchange and like swapping experiences and telling each other how it went. And so here is your playful experiment. You're going to believe in magic for a day, at least for a day. Feel it out. See how it is. Go all in. I mean, even if you think this is ridiculous, like, that's the point. This is a game. We're going to get ridiculous with it. Even if you don't believe in magic, we're trying it out. You're just going to go through the exercise and being playful, right? Like, that's why we call them playful exercises. So you're going to believe in magic in all kinds of creative ways. If you see the clock and it says 123, maybe 23 is your lucky number today. Or, you feel like every time the clock hits 23, you're going to take note and like stop and see what's going on at that moment and see if you can make connections. See if there's like clues or metaphors or something for you to like start seeing the meaning, the hidden meanings in. So, you're going to get creative on how you do it. And I'll give you some more examples later, but I kind of want to give a little backstory on like why I think this is cool or where this came from or what else can be going on. I was listening to a woman who has studied like ancient cultures and classic literature and stuff like that. And she was saying that it used to be that people didn't think of inanimate objects as things. They thought of them still, even though they were inanimate, like a rock or, whatever, a pencil. They still thought of them as beings or entities, okay? Like not necessarily animated beings, but like, they had some kind of essence. They were a being, a person, kind of. Not a human person, but like they were a spirit, something that had its own life and its own experience. And she was saying that back when things were thought of that way, and, a pencil was a being or an entity, rather than just like a dead thing, there was more wonder in life. They say that like this is kind of like childlike wonder. I mean, if you think about it, yeah, like you kind of thought of things like this more when you were a child. And when you did, things did seem like, ooh, like a lot of wonder and magic. And also she said that when the switch happened and we, saw things, and it happened in language too, like where we started calling things instead of, beings or entities or spirits, that it sort of killed some of our experience of connection in the world, because when you see things as their own entities, you feel like more connected to this giant web of life. You feel like you're just surrounded by community and other spirits. And, this was obviously her theory, but I feel like, okay, that's worth considering. So we're kind of testing this out a little bit, because I think it's an interesting idea to consider. She was also saying, and I can totally imagine, that it would have you treating your life better, just like the pencil, that's a thing. You might treat it better or worse if it's just a thing than if it's like an entity or a being, or the tree. I totally love nature, and so like to me all things in nature are totally entities. Like the rock is a little entity or being, and so is the tree, and it does make you treat them differently whether you recognize it or not. If it's just like a thing, a lump, a dead thing, like versus a life or an entity that has a little being or spirit or whatever, it totally makes you think of things differently and treat things differently, and it does give you more of a sense of connectedness or wonder, in my opinion, and hers too. So that's kind of what we're toying with here. See what that idea feels like to you. If you kind of know that in the back of your mind, do you see that happening when you're doing this whole believe in magic? So definitely, as a part of your believing in magic, everything is a being, a potential spirit. Maybe it's there to give you a message, or, maybe it's just like a friend or a guide or, whatever. But everything is magic. That means everything is, much more than meets the eye. So if you like lose your keys and your day's just going on and you're like, oh my God, even the frustrating things, the banal things that you think are just like, whatever, that wasn't magic. That was just, I lost my freaking keys, you know, or whatever. All right. If you lose your keys, what could that be? I mean,
fairy could have stolen them and taken them away, flown them away. Or a mystical being could have made them invisible.
Yeah, or like taking them into another dimension or something on purpose, because maybe good things are going to happen if you're 2 minutes late. Maybe that's exactly what you need to walk in the door for this particular timing, you know, and so you need to be late. Maybe it's a protection thing, you know, if you would have been earlier, like something bad would have happened or whatever. So, you know, just... you're noticing these things and you're going to be noting them. Just make notes of your magical day. It's like your magical, you know, explorer journal or log book, you know, and you're like logging all the events, all the magical clues that pop up and that have come up during the day. And it doesn't matter if they're ridiculous. They should be. They absolutely should be. So that you can, you know, then get together and see what the other one said, and you can totally make suggestions. And this is definitely going to make you, I think, another benefit, another cool aspect of this that might be responsible for the connection that it makes you feel to your world. It might not be about whether the little things have entities or spirits or beings. It might just be that it calls more awareness to our life. I mean, think about if you're going to be on the hook to notice all the little mundane details in your life that normally you just like overlook and, you know, whatever, I lost my keys, like it's frustrating. But you're going to be forced to look deeper, and it just puts you in a greater state of awareness. That in and of itself can make you feel more connected and more alive and more of a sense of wonder. It's just like noticing the details of your life. So I feel like that's an awesome other benefit that kind of like goes hand in hand with the others. And it has you making a story with it too. It has you sort of getting creative and being a part of things, not just like thinking of life just kind of happening to you and everything is dead and everything's a thing and there's no clues, no one's talking to you, there's nothing that you can find out. Instead, you're like getting in there in this creative, playful way where you're engaged. You know, every little thing you see, you're noticing, you're taking note of, and then you're making it into a story, or sort of sorting through the clues that could reveal the story that isn't even, you know, yours that you made, but like reveal the clues and the story, the puzzle pieces that are being put together and, you know, whatever. So as you can see, I feel like there's a lot of different reasons why this might be that thing that creates that childlike sense of wonder, you know? And of course, other people think it's like a ridiculous waste of time, and cool. It could totally be that too, but at least you're enjoying your time. You know, and the point is we're just trying it out. You know, you're just trying it out, see what you think, write down your experiments, or like the things that came up, tell the other folks that you're meeting up with, and the other folk, because it's one, that you're meeting up with, and you guys give each other ideas too. Like Loey gave me, you know, okay, if I lost my keys, what could that be? And, you know, it's clearly goblins that have stolen it. So
yes,
anyway.
And fairies, both of them.
Fairies, yeah, fairies are even cooler because they like nature and they're more of my people. So anyways, enjoy.